So, hello, can someone hear me? Now, Daniel, are you there? Can you hear me now? Fabiola, are you there? Razak. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Razak, you can hear me. Daniel.
I just hear me now. Thank you.
Yes, I can hear you as well.
Okay. I just want to make sure that everyone is in. So we won't have issue with I'm not in. Let us wait. Let's still wait. Just few minutes. Let's still wait a little so we can have. For those who are not in, we're still going to have this video recorded as usual. So we just need to have, because we actually promised yesterday that we'll hold the live session today, so we can get to answer your questions. All right. So I guess we can start now. So I guess we can start now. So what we're going to do is. Okay, so let's start now. So I'm going to share my screen. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so just a few minutes, please. Okay, let me see if we still have any other person. Okay, nobody, so we can start. So now I'll just go back to where we started from. Now this is where we started from. I mean, not have to. We have done quite some things. So you actually watch the video. You don't want to start from the scratch again. But this is what we have done. So what we did was we had no cover page. Okay, we created this cover page, and it's very simple. What we just did was to format this page. We just formatted this page, make everything white. You know how to do this, right? Then the name of the company is A&B PLC. This is a 3-statement model. Then we created this. So sorry, we created this hyperlink. So these are hyperlink. So if I click on this chart of account, it comes to chart of account. If I come back to here and click on cover page, it takes me back to the cover page. If I click on pivot, it takes me to pivot. I can as well just have cover page here. So I'll just quickly show you this again. So I have a cover page here. Then this is how we did it. We came to insert, okay, hyperlink. Okay, hold on, please. I need to admit. Okay, so Now, this is how we did that. Okay, first of all, we type cover page. We come to insert, all right? We click on hyperlink. Okay, we click on hyperlink there. Then we come to cover page and we press OK. So if I click on cover page now, it takes me back to this cover page. Financial statement, if I click on it, it takes me back to this financial statement. Okay, and of course we can still have cover page here. The cover page is still the same thing. Hyperlink. Go back to cover page and press this. So once you go back, it takes you back here. You understand? So anywhere you want to go to,
Blessing.
financial statement takes you here.
Blessing.
Hello. Please, mute everybody now. We can't hear very well.
Please, Dorothy, please, can we reduce the background noise, please? All right, so this is what we started with. We started with the chart of account. I said this is the chart of account. Now everything that is here is grouped. Are you getting me? So we call this mapping level 1 because this is the first level of mapping that we did after spooling from our ERP. I said when you spool from ERP, are you getting me? You have a whole lot of line items, So the first thing you must do is to have your mapping level 1 where you group it. You understand? Now after you do that, you go to your mapping level 2. In your mapping level 2, you are explaining whether any of these line items is each of these line items, telling us which one is income, which one is expense, which one is liability, and which one is equity. So that's what you do here. All right. So after that, you have your mapping level 3. In your mapping level 3, all right, you are breaking this down further. You're breaking this down further by saying, of course, net revenue is still under revenue. Cost of goods sold, all this is OPEX. Now, these are gains. Gains are different from your income. Gains are like your extraordinary activities. That is not really part of your business. It's not your line of business. What you are having there is gains or loss. Gains or loss. So we take that as non-operating gain or loss. So that's what we did in mapping level 3. So we don't know this before. I'm just trying to do a quick recap. Now, this is our trial balance for each of the year here in 2018 up to 2016, right? So that's what we have for the chart of account. Okay, and I told you that by the time you sum up all your chart of account, it will give you 0. Why is this giving you 0? Because net income is already part of retained earnings here. If this wasn't giving you 0, by the time you sum up everything, the difference you're going to have will be your net income for that year. I don't know if someone is following. The reason why this is giving us 0 is because our net income is already embedded in retained earnings. If net income wasn't embedded in retained earnings, this would have given us the net income for that year end. So that is what we explained there. Now, here is the pivot. So what I said is, next thing is create the pivot. We created a pivot here. Now, do we know how to create a pivot table? Do we know how to create a pivot table?
I do.
All right, can someone hear me?
Everyone doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, let's assume we don't know how to create a pivot table. All right, let's assume we don't know how to create a pivot table. I'm just trying to save our time because we have explained this before. I'm trying to save our time, so that's why I'm asking. So if we know, I may not necessarily go there. But what I will just do is I will not delete this. I'll just simply create it again here. Okay, I will simply create it again here. Once I create it, I will take it out. So what we have here is the first thing you will do to create a pivot table here. Let's assume you want to fix your pivot table. You want your pivot table to be here, right? You want your pivot table to be here. So you let the active cell F5. This is the active cell. So you come to insert. Are you getting me? After coming to insert, you click pivot table. Are you getting me now? Now you now come to your chart of account. In your chart of account, you're going to select from here. Okay, you can see what I'm selecting. I'll take it down. Are you getting me? And I'll click on OK. Razak, is Razak there? So I'll click on OK. So you can see I'm clicking on OK now. So what I will do is ISBS. You see this ISBS? I'm going to put it in filter because we're going to be selecting between income statement element and balance sheet element. So I'll put this in filter. Right, that's the first thing you will do. Now I explain something here. If you come to your chart of account, this is your chart of account. Follow to your chart of account. I explained to you the order you must set your mapping level. Your mapping level 1, mapping 2, and mapping 3. All right. Now, your mapping level 1 will come first. Mapping level 2 will come first, followed by mapping level 3. Then last one will be mapping level 1. That's why I put 1, 2. I don't want to put 3 here because there is S&B PLC analysis here. All right. So what we're going to do now is simply going to come here. We say mapping level what? Mapping level 2 comes first. So mapping level 2. What did I just do? This is supposed to come to your filter. Sorry for that. So this ISB is supposed to come to your filter. So mapping level 2 comes first. Okay. Now the next one is mapping level what? Mapping level 1, right? So mapping level 1. Drop mapping level 1. So you can see that here, let me take back mapping level 1. When I drop mapping level 2, all what we have are the elements of the financial statement, asset, equity, expense, and liability. That's for mapping level 2. When I now come and drop mapping level 3, it will break down those assets and liabilities into their components. Current asset is current and non-current. Equity is equity. Expense is COGS, income, interest, and OPEX. Income is financial income, non-operating gain or loss, revenue. And liability is current and non-current. All right. Now, we now come down to mapping level 1. So come and drop mapping level 1. So you can see mapping level 1 simply still break it down further. It now tells us that, okay, current assets, what are the things under current assets? These are the things under current assets. Current liability, non-current assets, this is what we have under non-current assets. You understand now? So you take this one down like this. Are you getting me now? Now, the next thing you will now do is to come here and drop 2018 numbers, drop 2017 numbers under values, and drop 2016 numbers under values. You still take this down. You get it? So you take everything and format it properly. So that's exactly what we have done here. That's exactly what we have done here. You can see this is still 0. You understand? So I'm going to waste too much time there. So I'm going to delete it again because we can't have it twice. You have to make sure when you are doing your preparation, ensure you format your statement to look professional. Not looks professional. So when I'm coming here, I'm coming to view. Come to view. I will take out the grid lines so that it looks professional. You can see. I can come here and come and format the width and put it as 1.25 here. That should be neat. So that's exactly what we have here. So that's what we have here. Now, so we are through with cover page. We are through with chart of accounts. Okay. Now this, what's it called now? Let's also make this look professional. Let's take out this. Can make this look more professional. We have click on view, right? Then we come to grid lines. You have to make your chart look professional. 1.25. Okay. Now you can take out this because we actually use this for explanation, right? Another thing you can do, you can link the name of the company and format it the same way. Okay, so okay, so you may not necessarily do this. So without wasting much time, so we'll come to our financial statement. All right. So even if you are not linking this, okay, this may not be necessary, but at least link the financial statement. This should have the name. All right. So what we simply done here is let me take this out again. Let me take all of this out. All right. So we have linked this to the cover page, meaning that if I come here and change this to S and B in the cover page, you come to the financial statement, it becomes S and B. Everything that has S and B changes to S and B. All right. So the income statement now you say equals to, you come to your pivot. The first thing you have is go to where you have your revenue. Come to where you have your revenue. This is where you have your revenue, right? So you pick revenue. All right. Now under revenue, you have your net revenue, right? Now here, you come and pick the year. You can go to your chart of account and do that. Okay, I'm going to my chart of account. I'm making sure I'm linking everything that is linkable. Link everything that is linkable, so that by the time somebody come here and change anything here, it will affect what is here. Because when you are linking stuff in Excel, it ensures that all your files are in sync. That's very important. Now the next thing you will now do is can someone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing you now do is that, of course, for your net revenue. Now, so you need to understand something here. Please, you need to understand something here, and I will need to write it out. Now, when you have the income, there is a concept I want to tell you here. Income, expense, liability, assets, what else? Equity. All right, these are all the elements of the financial statement, right? Now, the sign I'm going to be giving this number will depend on the element of the financial statement I'm picking, because I actually want all my financial statements. I actually want my financial statements, okay, to just be in absolute numbers and not in parentheses, not in brackets. So I'm going to ensure that I'm consistent with my sign, whether plus or minus. So for all income statements, I'm going to start with minus for all income statements. Are you getting me now? I'm going to start with minus for all income statements. I'm going to start with plus for all liabilities. Okay, plus for all liabilities, minus for plus for all expenses, minus for all liabilities, plus for all assets, and minus for all equity. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is I'm actually making reference to my pivot. You can see my pivots here. Anything that has minus in front here, I'll start with minus so that it change to plus. You can see all this is having minus, Abby. So for whether it's having minus here, I'm going to start with minus. So let's go. Now, net revenue. Net revenue is income, right? Let me do something like this here. Liability minus, right? Assets plus equity minus. So take note of this. I'm still going to take it out anyway, but just take note of this. Okay, take note of that. So let's start now. So what we're going to do here is for net revenue, I will just say I'm going to start with, because it's minus, so I'm starting with minus. So I'll come and pick, I'll go to pivot. Where do you have net revenue? This net revenue, right? So I'll pick it and I'll press enter. I'll take it down that way. So the next thing after net revenue, of course, is our what? Is our COGS. So when we have our COGS, remember we link this one to pivot, right? So we should be consistent. We can link into pivot. So COGS, let's go to where we have cost of goods sold. So this is where we have, so you go and pick here, Abby. So this is where we have cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold, what did I just do? So this is where we have cost of goods sold, right? So we have to pick this. All right, cost of goods sold is an expense, so plus sign, follow. So when we're doing plus sign, you don't have to necessarily type plus. You can either type plus or you say equals to. Whether you type plus or you say equals to, it's the same. So let's just say plus. So cost of goods sold, we pick this, right? Then we take it like this. So what you will then have is your gross profit. So you then have your gross profit minus, that's the net revenue minus that, all right? So you have this. So you can underline this, all right? Now, so you're through with that, okay? So that means you have picked your, so which one have we picked now? We have picked, so we have picked our cost of goods sold, right? We have picked our revenue, okay? So we've picked the cost of goods sold and picked revenue, and based on that, we have calculated our net profit. So what we're simply going to do next is we're going to consider our OPEX. Sorry, I need to let someone in. I need to let okay, so if you are just joining us, you are welcome. If you are just joining us, you are welcome. So we've not actually gone far. We are going to take this step by step. All right. We are not going to complete the entire video today because it's important we understand this. If you don't understand this, it's a problem. It's a problem for you to now start doing forecasting, because what we actually want to do is that in forecasting now, we will now consider beyond this, beyond 2018. Okay, beyond 2018, what do we have? This is actually prepared in the way you will have your annual report. So that's why you are seeing it like this. Otherwise, you would have had, for management purposes, you would have had 2016 year, 2017, 2018. You understand now? But because it's in an annual report format, we start with the current year before going to the preceding years. All right, so if you are just joining us, you are welcome. So this is what we have discussed so far. We talked about the cover page, chart of account, the pivot, and now we are in the financial statement. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to pick our OPEX. So where do we have our OPEX? We have our operating expenses here. Okay, so we have our operating expenses here. Okay, so these are operating expenses. So our operating expenses, we may want to write this in full. So we have expenses, operating expenses. Okay. So we just want to make sure we write it in full. All right. So that's why we are not actually linking that, but it's fine. If we don't link it, it's still fine. All right. So so what do we have here? We're just trying to make things easy, so that's why we are linking. So we can pick this. We don't want to be typing. So basically, that's why we are linking all this. We don't want to start, we want to save ourselves from typing. At the end, after you must have linked everything, you can just copy and paste by value. So there is nothing really difficult in that. Right? So operating expenses, research and development. Then we have selling, general and admin expenses. All right. So of course we can pick this. So operating expenses is an expense, right? And I told you this, that's plus, isn't it? So you say plus, go to your pivot, just come and pick from, ensure you are following the line. Ensure you are following the line. So research. What I can just do now is I can take this down and take all this. So that's what we have there. So once you have that, you can come down and have your operating income. All right. So you can see that this and this are actually calculated. So for those ones that are calculated, you can as well do yourself a favor by making them bold and utilizing them. All right. So you can just come here now for your operating income. Of course, your operating income is going to be your gross profit. So, okay, sorry. I think there was a break in transmission there. So apologies for that. I actually had some calls in, which affected the network. All right. So can someone hear me?
Yes.
All right. So of course, we all know how to prepare a simple. So we just say minus, and we have this operating expenses. Okay. So you can just take these two, or to make this better, you can sum up your operating expenses here by saying total operating expenses. Okay, so with total operating expenses, we have these two. Okay, now for you to now pick your operating income, is just to say your gross profit minus your total operating expenses. So this gives you your operating, all right? So that gives you your operating income, all right? So we're done with that. Now, when we talk about operating income, so this is just one aspect of the financial statement, right? So we go to the second aspect. This is one part of the financial statement. Are you getting me? So the second part will now be the non-operating income, non-operating gains or loss. Okay, so all this is from the normal operation of the business. Everything you're having here is for the normal operation of the business. Yeah, can someone hear me?
Yes.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can anyone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so all what we have here is from the normal operation of the business, all right? So we can now look back into the pivot table. Of course, we've been able to sort out this. Okay, we've been able to sort out this. All right. So for the income aspects, okay, which is all this. Now these are income aspect rather. So we can see that from the income aspect now we have the interest received, which is a financial income. Now we have non-operating gains and losses. So this is the aspect we need to pick now, the non-operating gains and losses. All right. So what we're going to do right here is to come here and link it. So just link non-operating gains and losses. And what are things you have under non-operating gains and losses? It's just your normal realized gains, unrealized gains, blah, blah, blah. So I can copy this down. You can see is 1, 2, 3. All right, up to unrealized is fine. Okay, so I explained that all these are under income, right? And income here is, we start with negative, isn't it? So what you do is come here and put negative. And you come and select this. All right, so we start with this. Press enter. Okay, take it down like this and take it down like this. So that's just what you have. So that's just what you have. It's very important you follow this step. So we can delete this one later on, but I'm just showing you so that you understand what we're talking about. So we're going to stop here for today. We're going to stop here for today. So what you can do is try as much as possible to first of all understand our time is fast spent. So we're going to stop here for today. So understand all this, how we created this cover page, understand how we created this chart of accounts, how we did the mapping, and understand why each of these is asset, liabilities, equity, understand non-operating gain or losses, understand how we did this pivot table. We have to take it step by step. We don't rush ourselves. So understand how we did this pivot table. I have to overemphasize this because this aspect is important in financial modeling. So understand how we created this, then finally understand how we are linking from our pivot into our income statement. So after this, we'll prepare the balance sheet, we'll prepare the cash flow statement. Okay, and of course, our balance sheet is going to balance because this is 0. Your check is this. This must be 0. So long in as much as the net profit for the year has been included in the retained earnings for that year, and in the movement as shown. Okay, the net profit as net income as shown in the movement in retained earnings. Of course, this is going to be 0. But if not, by the time you sum up all your chart of accounts, what you're going to have here will be your net income for the financial year. All right, so we're going to stop here for today.
Okay, well done, Mr. Wilson.
Well done. We enjoyed it. Please, can you send us the recording?
Yes, you get it. Wilson, please, I left you a message.
Thank
All right, do you have any question? I'm coming.
Mr. Wilson, please check your chat box. Check the chat box.
Yeah, please, do we have a question? Hello, can someone hear me?
Yes.
Do we have a question?
Let's have the video, please. I mean, the recording.
Do we have a question?
Someone said you should check the chat box. Probably there's a question there.
Okay, let's see. Hi, everyone. Well done, Mr. Wilson. Let's take a group picture to be before we leave. If everyone could turn on their visuals. Okay, okay, boss. Let's take a group. All right. There is no question here. Now, can we have our? Can we take a group picture? Is it possible we take a group picture here on Zoom? If you can have your camera turned on, is that possible? So if you can have a camera on. Now, can someone do that for? Promise, can you do that? Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, can you do that?
I just turned on my video. I don't know if you can see me from your end.
I can see you. I can see you, of course. I can.
Okay. So what will happen is I'm not on my system, so that's why I can't really do that. Just see if you could use a snipping tool or a paint using the control print screen to get the snapshot, then paste it on paint. I don't know if you got what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay, but if we don't have everyone with their camera on, so that
It doesn't
is the
matter.
challenge.
I think we have a good number. We have a good number. I can see Emmanuel. I can see Daniel. Who else is available here? Daniel is smiling at me. Banker,
Okay, I can't actually see everyone at a glance.
Yeah.
I can't see. Okay, Banke is raising a hand.
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
So just check it out. You should be able to do it. If you have a snipping tool on your system too, so just in case the control print screen didn't work, you can use the snipping tool.
Okay. So control, that's the print screen.
Yeah,
so that's the print screen, right?
Yes, control print screen.
Okay. But it's not going to show everyone. It's not going to show everyone.
If you turn if you use check the grid, check the grid such that you can view everyone at a glance. Sorry, I'm sorry if I was to view my system, I would have done this. So just check lists. See where you can just put in a list format so that everyone's visuals just shows. Everyone in the class will show. Sorry for taking your time.
Can you hear me? Yeah, Daniel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, Daniel. Okay, I can actually see you now. Let's see if there is a way that can be done. Okay, I guess we may have to do this some other time. Promise.
Okay.
All
right, no problem. Is anyone available that can do it? Anyone online that can do it? Daniel, can you do this?
I'm watching with my phone actually.
Mobile. Okay.
I will have to switch on my laptop.
Okay, but there will always be some other time. That's what I believe.
Definitely.
We'll have this class again, so we can do it. I'm actually not having making it finding it easy rather to do that. So
it's fine.
All right. Okay. So we have this video recorded for anyone that actually missed it. We're going to have the recorded version, so you can actually see it. All right. So we need to end this here. Okay. So we need to end this here. All right. Thanks everyone for your time. Hello.